ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। हरि ओम, salutations to all. Welcome to the study of Kaivalya Upanishad. So, when we are born as human beings, one of the greatest gifts that we have is the buddhi. And through that buddhi, we can do vivek, segregation. So, the regular type of vivek in terms of what to eat, what not to eat, what to wear, what not to wear, who is the friend, who is an enemy, those things, even those are very basic. They are called sthula vivek. And some of those are done even by the animals in terms of what to eat, what not to eat, who is a friend, who is a foe. Animals also know and understand that. The human being is able to do subtler vivek, which is sukshma buddhi we have. So the sukshma vivek we are able to do. And that sukshma vivek means the ability to separate or segregate between what is dharma and adharma, what are duties, what are not my duties, what is right, what is wrong, what is temporary, what is permanent, what is a part, what is a whole. So many different types of vivek are there. In that, the subtlest form of vivek is to know who am I and who I am not. Why is vivek required? Because two things have got mixed up. When we are living in this world, we are born, we grow, we get educated, we maybe get a job or we do a startup, whatever it may be, may get married, have children, bring them up, become old, we die. This whole sequence, nothing wrong with the sequence by itself, but in this process, do we know who we are? Swamiji, what is the big deal in that? We know who we are. That is only our personality. That is only certain adjectives we know about this equipment. In and through life, when we are going through it, there is a certain introspection that we do, that no matter what I am wanting, what I am achieving in life, the sense of emptiness or loneliness continues. Temporarily, we may escape from it. So, through some name, fame, power, position, enjoyment, socializing, so many ways in which we can engage our minds, which is by itself not a problem, engage the mind, but we don't know who we are, or we want to escape from that sense of loneliness, feeling empty, feeling hollow, feeling purposeless, or feeling that why all this has to be happening. So many such questions when they arise. Upanishad is that knowledge which helps us to realize who we are truly, helps us to understand what do we seek. Three fundamental questions. What do I really want? From where will I get it? And how will I get it? And this is connected to the most fundamental one is who am I? So, four questions, basic questions we should know. What do I really seek? Apparently, so when we look at ourselves, we look at others, when we look at each one's pursuits, we feel we are seeking different things. Somebody is seeking some admission, somebody is seeking some good marks, somebody wants some job, somebody wants some promotion, somebody wants a house, somebody wants to have a relationship, wants to marry, somebody wants to have a child. It goes on. Apparent wants of each other, each one are different. We also have our own different levels of desires and wants. So when we look at it superficially, yes, we all want different things. But why do we want all those? Because ultimately I want to be happy with those. Anything that gives me happiness, I want. If it doesn't give me happiness, I don't want. I will reject it. And what is that happiness I want at all times? I don't want to be miserable. So Vedant says that our most fundamental demand is Paramananda Prapti and Atyantika Dukkha Nivritti. We are seeking happiness in and through all our actions, through relationships, through the work, through achievement. I want to be happy. And I want to be happy at all times. When I don't know that, then I'm confused. So I feel I am wanting power, I'm wanting position, I'm wanting a house or a person or whatever it is. But if we think about it, I want everything for something else. See, I want money so that I can buy something. I want that thing so that I can enjoy that thing. But why do I want to enjoy? Because I want to be happy. Same way, anything that I want is not for its own sake. Suppose we say you have money but you can't spend it. Or like the money which is, that 500 rupee note got demonetized. Now I have lots of it, suppose. It is of no use. It's just paper. So the point is, I don't want money for its own sake. I want money because it has purchasing power and then I'm able to use it. And through that, I will be able to buy something. I don't want that thing also for itself. Suppose nice food I can buy, but can't eat at all. Maybe my health is not good or having fever or the tongue, the taste is gone. Now that food by itself will not give me happiness. By itself it is useless. I need that food for some pleasure, for some enjoyment. Each thing I want for something else. Money I want for status. Status I want for appreciation. Appreciation I want for feeling good about myself. Each thing I want is for something else. But happiness I want only for itself. Everything else, in fact, I want for happiness. But happiness is not for something else. And which is why when we deeply analyze, then Vedant says, Param Ananda Prapti, not pleasure, not bhoga. Bhoga is not what we seek. Bhoga comes and goes. So as we observe how much we have indulged or enjoyed or seen through various aspects in life, that mind has got a certain level of clarity, certain level of dispassion also. Seeking, one questions, what do I want? Whatever desires I had, I'm getting those fulfilled, but still there is some feeling of emptiness, some feeling of loneliness, it sometimes is inexplicable. Words, how much will they explain? That how does one feel being in a shell? So when a person analyzes, I truly want happiness. Even the most peaceful person wants happiness. Happiness does not mean some excitement and dancing and being euphoric and all that. That is one expression. Or some people may do that. But happiness is a state of mind, a state of peace, a state of satisfaction. at a mind level we speaking. Then beyond that, when we transcend, that is our nature as the Atma. So this happiness is what I truly seek. So what do I really want? Param Ananda Prapti. I want to be happy at all times. We may say that I like variety, and some there should be some excitement, there should be some fear, there should be some anxiety, or there should be sometimes even worry, because some people worry that, oh, there's nothing to worry, Swamiji, I'm very worried. Is it the silence before the storm? So we may feel that life must have all variety and emotions and all that, but in and through all that, I want to be happy only. So Paramananda Prapti we want, and we also don't want to be miserable. They are two sides of the same coin. They can't be separated actually. Paramananda Prapti means Atyantika Dukkha Nivritti. So I can't be happy unless the causes of sorrow are removed. So Paramananda Prapti, one aspect, and Dukkha Nivritti, it is not relief, it is not some, you know, temporary solution. There is sorrow when we see in our life, when we see around in the world. There is so much sorrow, there is so much of violence, there is so much of poverty, there is illiteracy, there is, all kinds of competition, stress. In that one suffers. Health issues are there, mental health challenges are there. Each age has their own difficulties. In the Gita, Bhagavan says, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. In birth, there is Dukkha Dosha Anudarshanam. Continuously see what? The sorrow that is inherent in what? In birth. So birth does not mean only physical birth. Birth means any new initiative also that we take, any new idea, new thought. It, there is a pangs of birth. No? There is the pain involved in that to materialize it, to manifest it. Of course, there's joy also in that when it manifests, but there is. So, Janma, Mrityu, death, physical death. Sometimes our projects don't take off, ideas are dead, support is not enough. All those, if you actually analyze. So, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, old age, physical old age. Some people are young in body but old in mind. Old age has its own challenges, body wise, emotion wise, thinking wise. So many challenges, old age. And disease, how many times we go through, how much the body is actually called. In one way, it is a temple of God, there is no doubt. It is the most beautiful tool to do sadhana. But at the same time, the body also is Vyadhi Mandiram. Disease, it is an abode of diseases. Just because the immunity is strong enough, we are able to keep healthy. Otherwise, the moment immunity goes down, finished. So many bacteria and viruses and all that inside, outside, waiting. Even now, so many are there eating away the body. So if we actually analyze, Bhagavan says, Anudarshanam, go on seeing this. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. In that, see what? See the dukkha involved, see the sorrow involved, see the pain involved, suffering involved. And if sometimes suffering is not there, God's grace, some punya karma, body is healthy, people are there who are loving to me, I have enough wealth, I have achieved certain things in my life, I'm a well-to-do person. Great. See the dosha of that, see the limitation of that. That on one hand, these comforts are there is no doubt. But in spite of, for all that also, there's a cost. There's a certain amount of effort that has to be put in. There's a certain amount of conflict also that arises many times because of these. How many parents have conflicts with the child? On wealth, how much fight happens? How many relationships get strained? The love of wealth has made the wealth of love disappear from our life. So many challenges come. Even with all these, and after all these, when I put in hard work for anything, for health, for wealth, for a certain status, for certain respect and all that, still the happiness I get is very limited. It's temporary. And one is somewhere having that insecurity also that this will go away. So I need to protect them. I don't want to lose them. So if we actually analyze the human life, the amount of investment that we do of the energies, of the efforts, thoughts, actions, what are all that which we invest, the returns that we get are very minimum. Person who has analyzed this understands that. So, and naturally when we analyze and we understand there is a sorrow, and sorrow is not our nature actually, so we feel uncomfortable with it, so we want to get out of it. Sometimes we may be used to it, we get used to it, we don't want to put the effort to get out, and we victimize ourselves, we blame ourselves, or we feel, this is life how it is, compromise with it. So one goes through all these difficulties. A spiritual seeker, see, we try, when dukkha is there, we try to get some relief. Nothing wrong with relief methods. When physically disease is there, we will take some medicine, and sometimes we take medicine which is quick relief. It is not immediately we need some quick relief, and then we will see how to figure out the cause, and then eradicate the root cause. And otherwise, first the relief has to happen. So one tries various forms of relief physically, tries to enjoy something, go somewhere, change of environment, or go do some massage, go for some sports, go some, meet some people. Different relief methods we try. And it can help in some ways, no doubt. But again, one comes back to the same point after some time. Those deeper issues don't go. Fear, anger, attachment, and then why am I getting into these patterns? Those things one doesn't know. So when relief methods have also been tried, but one still feels that basic sense of loneliness, emptiness, hollowness, purposelessness, or a person feels why all this, that person wants a cure, saying, I want to find the root cause. That is called Atyantika Nivritti, once and for all. How long will we treat the symptom? Think about it, a disease if I have. Even a simple example, suppose we take, I have headache. Maybe take one, whatever, crocin, dolo, something one takes, rest for some time, one may feel good. Again, after a few hours, the headache starts. Again, one takes. This, if it goes on for 5 7 days, what will happen? Will a person just live on that, or will a person find out what exactly is the root cause? Why is this happening? Some tests may be done, then one analyzes those, and then the reports come, then one figures out, oh, this is the main cause, then do the treatment of it. But strange thing is this bhava roga is there, continuous thirst of becoming is there. But who am I don't know. And no matter what I wanted to become, I've become that, but I don't feel satisfied. Again, I want to become something else. Swamiji, we want to become spiritual now. So even that spiritually, when one comes to spirituality, it is not a becoming actually. Spirituality is an unbecoming, and slowly one will come into being. If somebody says, I want to become spiritual, that's colloquial language, one can say that, but the understanding must be clear. I'm not going to become something. I'm going to undo all the wrong thought constructs I have created around myself, about the world, about the creator, all. And in that shell I am living, having created all those false notions about I, me, and mine, about the world, about the creator. I'm living inside that shell. Each one living like that in their own shells. We may transact with each other, but we are still in the shell only. So spirituality is actually unbecoming. It is not becoming something. One may say, I am a seeker, I am a devotee, I worship this form of Bhagwan, or I do the formless meditation, or I am doing this particular yoga sadhana. No problem. Any of that one can do. It is not to become something, it is completely undoing. And then become what? See, that question itself shows now how much we are addicted to becoming. Become what meaning? I don't have to become anything. I have to just be. And that being is already my nature. I right now am. I am adding all adjectives to it. And not happy with what I am now, though I want to become something else. So if I am poor now, I want to become rich. If I am rich now, I want to become richer. If I am richer now, I want to become more rich. It goes on. Again, I am saying by itself becoming is not an issue. The issue is I don't know who am I. And so my entire sense of identity is coming from what I become. That is the problem. Because if I remove that identity, I'm lost. Forget removing identity. One part of that, if it is not as per what I think, I feel insecure. Suppose I'm a billionaire and somebody thinks I'm a millionaire. That will make me insecure, saying, Arey, I'm not only a millionaire, I'm a billionaire. That's only one part, no, of my whole identity. Age wise, also, money wise, achievement wise, so many things. One small part, if it is left out or it is not as per what we want people to understand, one feels insecure. So this identity is coming from becoming, and which is why after some time whatever I become, that doesn't give enough happiness to me. I want to become something else. That's bhavarog. That goes on and on and on. And which is what the seeker analyzes. Ki, what do I really want? Earlier, I thought I wanted marks, I got marks. Then I wanted good admission in a college or a education institution, I got. Then I got a job, I got a family. Each level, I wanted something, 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 and I got also. To examine all this very carefully is the first step. A spiritual seeker lives consciously. Otherwise, we are living mechanically. We may be alert and aware about the daily actions we are doing, or we may be clear ki, okay, I need to get up, I need to take bath, I need to do this, I need to meet that person, I need to finish this work. We may be clear about those things, to-do lists and all that. But am I aware of the internal mindset, the attitude, the feeling behind it? Ki, what is driving all this? And is there not a sense of hollowness, emptiness? I want to clear that. I want to know who am I truly. So that when one understands, so that is, then one wants a cure. That why is there sorrow? Gurudev used to say that the everybody suffers. The poor also suffer, the rich also suffer. The only difference is the rich have a choice to buy their suffering. Poor doesn't have the money, so it suffers. The rich have a choice to buy their suffering. In the sense that one suffers with all comforts and luxury, also one suffers. Each has their own suffering. Poor has their way of suffering, their own challenges. The rich have their own challenges. Each one has. The more we see clearly that in spite of all the glitter and glamour and pleasure and power and prestige and popularity, there is still suffering in life. There is dukkha. Buddha saw that. Siddhartha, when he saw old age, disease, death, it made him think that what am I running behind in life? And then he saw the fourth one. He saw a sannyasi and he was bald, no hair. So he said, why is he bald? He doesn't have any hair and he's charioteer, his name is Channa. So he said, because he has renounced the world. He said, what is renunciation? This Channa played such a big role in the life of Siddharth. We have to, we don't know much about him that way, but he was one of the very important instrumental people in ensuring that Siddharth transforms into Buddha. It's not his desire that Siddharth should renounce, but the way he tells Siddharth, when he sees a deceased person, a person who is having leprosy, Siddharth has been protected his whole life. Think about it. We also live in many ways some protected lives, each one at their level only, but protected lives. Inside the shelter, we are definitely protected. So the idea is he has not seen disease, he has not seen till he has got married also. He has become young, married, he has a child also. But somehow he has not seen any major disease. First time he's seeing somebody. And Channa says, this is called disease, and one day you also will fall sick. You will also get disease. Then he sees an old person. He says, one day you will also become old. Hunchback, can't walk, you know. And death. Somebody was carrying, some four people were carrying one body. He says, what happened to him? He says, he is dead. First time Siddhartha is getting exposed to all these. And then he sees the sannyasi. So he says he has renounced the world. So renounced world means, so he goes, he has satsang, he understands that how desires are the cause of sorrow. In fact, you go deeper into Buddhism, Buddhism will say what Vedanta is only saying, that ignorance is the root cause of sorrow. Popularly, yes, Buddha will say desire is the cause of sorrow, but he go deeper into it, they also say ignorance is the cause of sorrow. The root cause of sorrow is I don't know who am I. Then I think I am this, and then identified with this, which is limited, there will be sorrow. Upanishads themselves say it. Alpe sukham na asti, bhuma eva sukham. Chandogya says that in that limited, there is no happiness. Pleasure is there. One may seek pleasure, but happiness is not there. Alpe sukham na asti, bhuma eva sukham. In the sukham, in the infinite alone is true happiness. That state to come to understand that in the limited there is no happiness is what first aspect of life is all about. In and through all that work and action and achievement and enjoyment and relationships, all that I'm going through, what am I supposed to gain out of it? Apart from whatever the external gains, the internal clarity has to come that no matter what I do in and through all this, there is still emptiness. In fact, there is sorrow because I don't know who am I, and there's a sense of limitation. And my nature being unlimited, I can't accept that limitation. I can't accept that I'm only this. I can't accept limitations of thought, of the feelings, of the ego, and of what people think about me. All those challenges come because my nature is unlimited and I don't know it. So in and through all this, if I understand that alpe sukham na asti, there is no permanent happiness here. That mind has answered the second question. What do I really want? Paramananda Prapti and Atyantika Dukha Nivritti. I want a cure once and for all. So I will go into the root cause of it. Enough of relief methods, enough of thinking that if I do this, I will become more happy. If I go there, I will become more happy. If I become that, I will be more happy. One has seen through all that. And it's important to see through. One Vedant cannot be learned, Upanishad cannot be learned as an escapist. And people think that Vedant will make me an escapist. Vedant will never make me an escapist. If I have understood Vedant properly, I will face life with all the courage and clarity. Very clear about what I want, from where I want to get it, and how will I get it. No wrong notions, no delusions in the head. In Absence of Vedanta, I become an escapist because I don't know what I really want. Then already I'm an escapist because I'm not facing the loneliness, emptiness. I'm running away from it. And today, with all technology and gadgets and phone and so many options available, the mind easily gets lost in any of these and doesn't come to introspect, analyze, and understand what is the sense of limitation. Why am I running behind pleasure? Why do I want certain things? So that in absence of Vedanta, I become escapist actually. Not because of Vedanta, I become escapist. So, what do I really want? First fundamental question, I want permanent happiness. I want Atyantika Dukkha Nivritti. I've seen through enough. So, I want Bhuma. I am not satisfied with the temporary. That is Vedanta. That is spiritual life. Where one, it's not a sense of dissatisfaction and in that sense that one feels disturbed by it, that, one feels very frustrated, irritated, angry. It's not that. It is a certain understanding that what I want, I had not known till now. So I was seeking the wrong thing. I was seeking only some pleasure, some money, some power, some appreciation. But I didn't know that I want happiness actually. And I know the relative value of the temporary things. So I know money has some functional value. I know people are important. I know certain achievements, certain status, certain education. All that is having its own value. So I'm not frustrated with those, or I'm not disappointed with those. I'm not a a very like a bitter personality, or has become very uh, irritable, angry from inside. One has understood this is not capable. Like we know, no, how that teddy bear of the childhood has no capacity to give me happiness. There is no frustration with it and anger, and then you wasted my time and I will punch you, and nothing like that. There is no such irritation, frustration. Samsara is there. We had a wrong perception about it, so we're running behind it. Went through some ups and downs, challenging experiences, all that, but then understood, no, this doesn't have only that capacity to give me what I want. So that second question is that from where do I get it? Till now, I was thinking I will get it from world outside. Examined, went through, experienced, all done. Then it is not there in the world outside. Then what is left? Inner world is left. I have to turn within. Within means what? So if I didn't get happiness from the objects outside, people outside, situations outside, then we turn inside. So inside means, will I get happiness in the thoughts? Yes, Swamiji. Positive thoughts if I have, I will be happy. Very good. No doubt. Positive thoughts make us inspired, make us happy. But still, they are thoughts. They will come and go. Feelings will come and go. And no doubt we can maintain a certain positivity, we can maintain certain inspiration, we work out of certain higher values of life, anchor in them, be selfless, be generous, be forgiving, be loving, compassionate, kind. No doubt we need all these. And they will make our life much more, happier. We still we have a sense of well-being because of all these. But still they are thoughts. They come, they go. The spiritual seeker examines, this is not permanent happiness. Permanent happiness is that which is always there because it's permanent. It is not created by thought. It is not created by some feeling, by some kind of external achievement or some state of the body or some appreciation. What is created will perish. Even happiness, however great it may be, however subtle it may be, however noble it may be, it will still perish. It will go. Again, I'm saying nothing wrong in experiencing it. It is not one has to shun all of it. One goes through it, but one knows clearly that this is not what I truly seek. It is there. Sometimes opposite of it will come. So pleasure is there, pain will come. Success is there, failure will come. Praise is there, criticism will come. This is a pair of opposite. It will come because life is like this. Externally, internally, in the mind and intellect, it will be like this only. Mind is the seat of emotions, intellect is the seat of thoughts, discrimination, rationality, logic. So, in the feeling, in the thought, in the body, I don't seek that. So, within means that it's not inside the body, it is not inside the mind, it is not inside the buddhi. Then, where is it? It is my true nature. That knowledge which reveals to me this fact that what I truly seek is permanent happiness. Paramananda Prapti is what I want. Paramananda is what I want. Prapti is attainment. Paramananda is what I want, and Dukkha Nivritti is what I want. And I will not attain that from anything which is finite, anything which is perishing by itself. How will that bring happiness, which is permanent? And so, by very nature, what I seek, being permanent, it is always there. Even right now, it is there. It is my true self. That clarity, when one has that anything created is perishable, so that which is imperishable has to be uncreated, has to be unborn, has to be there all time, has to be eternal, has to be beyond any change. So it is birthless, changeless, deathless. A, B, C, D. What is A, B, C, D? As far as Vedanta is concerned, that which is ageless, birthless, changeless, deathless, that is the Atma. A, B, C, D of Vedanta. We have to learn. So one who has learned this ABCD understands this is what I need, and from where I will get it. Obviously, the word get it means I don't have, so I have to get. That's a limitation of language. But as of now, I'm not aware of it. So in that context, one says that turning within, if I can't get it from the world outside, I turn within, meaning I transcend my identification with this body, mind, intellect. There is something beyond that also, which is the knowledge of Vedanta. So that knowledge which helps me to realize this, that Atma, its nature is this, and the word Atma means I. So the third question is how to get it is through the Prakriya of Vedanta, where we learn to systematically turn within. And for all this, one goes to the teacher to get the clarity. Satsang will bring that clarity. He, Sadguru is no doubt in one, in the sense of Vedanta, Sadguru is required to initiate us into the truth. But before that, there are so many other preparations that happen, and there are so many things that we learn from different people also, from different situations also, where one is getting some satsang. Like Channa is not a Sadguru of, let us say, Siddharth, but Channa played an important role in bringing satsang to him, in making him think, and that satsang transforms. So we need satsang, continuous reinforcement has to happen, because otherwise the mind is extroverted. So through that continuous reinforcement, slowly the mind will turn within. Though it is doing all the work, etc., but inner clarity is there, that what do I need? How do I get it? I mean, from where do I get it? It is not out there. So when I understand that very clearly, it is not out there, I will still do what needs to be done, but my dependency for my identity on those things stops. That is what Vedanta will do. I will still play the role of a father, of a mother, of a professional, or of a friend, whatever roles I have, I will play them, and I will play them well. But my identity doesn't come from any of that. Swamiji, if my identity doesn't come from that, why should I do it? Because there's a deeper reason for me to do it. That when I'm playing these roles, I do my duty selflessly, without depending on them for happiness, without any expectations psychologically. That will purify my mind. And those actions, when I dedicate to the divine, they will help me to purify the mind more and more to come to realize my true identity. So, my relative identities, I will play all the roles for knowing my absolute identity, that who am I truly? This is only a tool. Satsang will make me realize that. And I want to turn within. I've seen the world outside, it is not there. I've turned it inside, I've followed some values, I'm living a good dharmic life. But still, permanent happiness is not because of these. These become the means. Permanent happiness is my true state. That knowledge which makes me realize this true nature of mine is the knowledge of Upanishads, which helps me to turn my attention away from the world, lift my identification away from the body, mind, intellect, help me to transcend the ego, come to discover that state which is already my true nature. That knowledge is called Upanishad. And so, how do I get it? I get it through satsang. I get it when I go to the teacher. When I listen to satsang, I become more and more aware. And at some point in time, I need to have a Sadguru. And when I'm ready, the Guru will come, or if I have that capacity, I may even find a teacher. It can happen both ways also. So, through that knowledge, through the teacher, the knowledge we have to receive. From the teacher, the knowledge we have to receive. And that knowledge will help me to turn more and more introvert, let the false identifications drop. As I said, all the unbecoming has to happen, right? Spirituality is unbecoming, it's not becoming somebody. Because whatever I become, again, it will be limited only. Because it has been created in time, it's a product of thought. Anything created by thought is limited. Because thought itself is limited. Now, one thought lasts for how long? Hardly a few seconds it lasts, not even few seconds if we sustain it. Otherwise, it just comes, it goes. It's such a temporary, fickle thing. But most powerful. In the relative world, it is so powerful. Everything is created by thought. This is that which is beyond the boundary of thought, which empowers the thought, is this truth, which can be without thought, but thought cannot be without it. That is our true nature. But today we are persecuted by thought. If a thought comes, I am bad, finished, I am persecuted by thought. I am good, I am happy, I am sad, I am tall, I am dark, I am young, I am handsome, I am fat, I am thin, I am black, I am white. Any thought which comes in our mind, we identify ourselves with that thought and we define ourselves, ahamvriti that is called. We define ourselves with that. So, what I was saying, the identity, we derive the identity from all these. So, it is going to be limited. Upanishad is that knowledge which will tell us to drop all these false identifications and intuitively realize that my nature is Brahman. So it's a complete unbecoming. Layer by layer it goes. And which is why Upanishad says the only way to know the truth is Tyage Naike Amritatva Manashuhu. This Kaivalya Upanishad mantra it is. Comes in others also, but Kaivalya has that. Most famous one which we chant when a sannyasi is welcomed. Na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage naike amritatva manashuhu. Only through tyaga. Tyagena eke. Only that is the method. There is no other method, which is why it is not becoming, it is unbecoming. In fact, that's the exercise I should do. I should ask myself, what did I drop today? Swamiji, I keep dropping. I have that habit. Arey, we are not talking about that. Physical dropping, some cup is dropped, saucer is dropped, spoon is dropped, glass is dropped, phone is dropped. No, no. Mentally, what did I let go today? Because people teach us to acquire, they don't teach us to let go. We go on accumulating, acquiring externally also, internally also. Life after life, so much one goes on acquiring. That burden of sanchit karma and the vasanas one is carrying life after life, each life adding more and more and more and more. What a burdened life. My God. Physically, we are carrying some burden, we feel heavy. Some 5 kilos, 10 kilos, 20 kilos, we have to carry all the time. Imagine how difficult that is. Now one is carrying the burden of sanchit karma and the vasanas of so many lives. Every minute that is influencing my feeling, thinking, acting. I have to unburden myself. So what did I drop? Swamiji, if I remember what I dropped, then it will come back to me. It is like what is dropped, I have lifted it. No, no. I can let go now of a thought pattern. Being aware that I have dropped this can in fact reinforce, so in some ways, at some level of sadhana, that I am free from this. I don't need to conform to this particular thought pattern or this way of thinking or being. I let go of some negative thought process, of some psychological dependency, that if I get this only, I will be happy. So many things one can let go of: fear, anger, greed, jealousy, passion, all that one by one can drop. So when one does that slowly, slowly, then one comes to the core, that knowledge which reveals this truth to me, that who am I, my essential being, and how I am already what I seek. So first question, what do I really want, is when I don't even know what I'm seeking. Then I come to become aware ki what do I want? I want permanent happiness. From where do I get it? So I don't know where to get it also. So it is not in the world outside, it is in. In means where? Not in the body, not in the mind, not in the intellect, meaning not in the physical sensory experiences, not in the emotions, not in the thoughts. Then where? Beyond these, in the deepest core of my personality, as the true self. I am that. That knowledge. How will I get it? From the teacher. And then, of course, I have to put in the efforts, and finally, it is me who has to drop the false identification. But the teacher is very crucial. Without teacher, Upanishad can't be learned. Impossible. One may learn from books and all that, but the real knowledge is not verbal. It is intuitive knowledge, and that comes when the tuning with the teacher happens. That we will see as we go along. So this is why the Upanishad is important, to make me know who am I. Swamiji, can I not know this without Upanishad? See, Upanishad is not a book. Upanishad is Brahma Vidya. And Brahma Vidya alone is required for realizing the truth. Because what is Brahman? Brahman is the infinite consciousness, infinite truth, which is enlivening the whole universe, from where the universe came, in which it stays, in which it dissolves. That infinite consciousness, the absolute truth, is Brahman. And Vedanta and Upanishad, they say that I am that Brahman. I am not this one limited entity. So how will I get this without Brahma Vidya? It's like saying, can I get the knowledge of, can I become a doctor without the knowledge of medicine? Are you need the knowledge of medicine, then only you become a doctor. So today people become doctor without that also. Donation is enough. That is corruption. Otherwise, without getting the knowledge of medicine, how will you become doctor? Same way, without getting knowledge of Brahman, which is Upanishad, how will you realize Brahman? I am that Brahman. How will you realize that? So the only way to realize is this, and only method is get the knowledge of Brahman. And again, it is not informative knowledge, it is not intellectual knowledge, it is that which is beyond. So the informative knowledge, intellectual knowledge plays one part in it to help me to transcend. Then I will realize the truth. Hence, this is Upanishad. The knowledge which will make me realize who am I. And when I realize who am I, then I see the whole universe is an expression of that one truth. So what I felt, I am different, world is different, and I am constantly challenged by the world is challenged by me, I am a threat to the world is a threat to me. all that goes away. All insecurity is gone. One sees one truth alone is there. Like this whole body, we have a feeling that I am this. So we are not insecure. No, no, Swamiji, you have to be very careful. This hand, na, this right hand is very dangerous. It can anytime beat the left hand, it can anytime slap the face. Oh, I'm very alert one has to be. No, one doesn't fear because this is my hand. The whole thing is mine. I am only this. That sense of oneness is there, so there is harmony. And Gurudev used to give that example. Even if this finger by mistake pokes the eye or the tongue is bitten by the teeth, one doesn't have a hatred against that hand or the teeth. One doesn't chop off that finger or break the teeth. The same fingers will go and rub the eye and say, I am sorry. That the idea is one lives with the vision of oneness, then love, compassion, forgiveness will be natural. Look at all the lives of so many great masters, how they have lived. So the knowledge which will make me realize who am I truly, the knowledge which will make me see oneness with the whole universe, which will make me live in love, compassion, kindness, and which will make me realize that I am not this mortal being and I am one with that infinite consciousness. So Jiva, Jagat, and Jagadishvara, the Aikya of all the three, the oneness of all the three, is what the Upanishad knowledge is about. So the study of the Upanishad is for this purpose. Please remember, Upanishad is not to solve my day-to-day problems. It may also, if I start applying the teachings, but it is not for that. Gurudev always used to say that Vedant will never solve your problems. Don't come to Vedant to solve your problems. Because we want that. So people say, if I study the Gita, will I become more productive? If I study the Gita, how can I become successful? And we also sometimes give talks on that Gita for success, Gita for relationship management, Gita for anything when we say, let us say, for conflict resolution, Gita for stress management. So those are simpler and much more diluted applications of the Gita. The main purpose is what? Of the Gita, of the Upanishads. It is not to solve my problems. It is to dissolve the main problem creating entity. It is not there only. That entity only is fictitious. So that's why Gurudev said Vedant will never solve your problems. It will only dissolve your problems. Because it will dissolve the very entity that we will realize that entity only is fictitious. Then what all the problems it is having is all, it just disappears. Because the entity only is not true. The person who was dreaming woke up. Now what? What is the dream problem? Where is the dream world? Where are the dream challenges? And nothing is finished. So this means that whole world will, I will become disinterested. I will lose the, my relationships and whatever I have. No, false identification will go. You will become free. You will enjoy more. You will be happier. People will look at you and say, hey, this person is not getting affected by anything and still feels very strong, confident, facing all challenges of life. Because one knows very clearly that my identity does not come from any of these. One does what one has to do, but inside has no feeling of this attachments and sorrow, and all that is gone. They're so clear as a mind, happy. That is what Vedant will do. It will dissolve. And that's what the purpose of study of Upanishad is. In fact, the entire Vedic study is for that. So now where are these Upanishads? So generally Upanishads are found in the end portion of the Veda, and hence they are called Vedanta. Vedasya Antaha. So Vedant. Each Veda has 4 parts. Please remember again, Veda is not a book. Ved means knowledge. Vid means to know. So Veda means knowledge. That by which I know is Veda. Vedyate anaya iti Vedaha. That by which I come to know. That knowledge by which I come to know what? Dharma and Brahma, majorly. Otherwise, Veda is a manual which has many things. It has art, literature, dance, science, music, rituals, many things it has. Duties of a householder, of a vanaprasthi, of a sannyasi, of a brahmachari. It's a proper manual of life talking about individual, the world, the creator, all. But the essence of Veda is what? To know what is Brahman and what is Dharma. That's the main purpose. I may learn other things about the Veda, but if I don't know what is Dharma, what is the purpose of that Veda? So, Dharma, what is right, what is wrong, what is my duty, what is not my duty. I should know what is Dharma very clearly. What values to follow, what should not be followed. All that I should know very clearly. That is one. Dharma jignasamanam pramanam paramam shrutihi. For those who want to know Dharma, for them the main valid means of knowledge is the Veda. Shruti means Veda. It is revealed knowledge. It is not written by somebody as their composition. It is compiled by Bhagavan Veda Vyasji in the form of books, but otherwise it was an oral tradition where the mantras were revealed. And who is the revealer? Bhagavan is the revealer. To those minds which are quiet, which are pure, which are contemplative, to them it is revealed. And Gurudev used to call those as the great rishis, the seekers, the subjective scientists. Objective scientist examines the world outside. Subjective scientist turns within and examines the inner world. And in that, the deepest is the Atma. So the one who has, to whom this knowledge is revealed. So different rishis to whom the mantras are revealed. Kathak Rishi, it was revealed. So Kathopanishad. Gayatri Mantra revealed to Vishwamitra Rishi. Like that, different mantras are revealed to different rishis. And they used to share it with others. And a long tradition of oral tradition was there for a long time. And then Vedavyasji felt this is not going to last. As Kali Yuga approaches, memories will become lesser and lesser, so we will need. So he wrote it down, compiled them, four Vedas. So remember, as books, there may be four, but Veda by itself is one. And the authority of Sanatana Dharma is the Veda. The main book is the Veda. So when people say that for Christianity it is Bible, for Islam it is Quran, for Buddhist it is the Dhammapada, for Hindus what is it? Don't say Bhagavad Gita. Veda is our book. And don't say it is a library, we don't have one book. No, we have a library, there is no doubt, but the source of that whole library is one, which is Veda. Everything else follows from there. So Vedic literature, then Puranas, then the Itihasa Purana, then the Smritis, then many things are there, but all inspired from the Veda. And hence, Bhagavan Vedavyasji, he compiled it, made it into four books, but Veda is knowledge, which is one, which tells about oneness, which is why our culture is called Sanatan Dharma. The word Hindu was not there, it came much later. Sanatan means that which is eternal. So the knowledge which reveals the eternal truth to us, the knowledge of the absolute one truth, that is Vedic knowledge. That is Sanatan. The Guru Shishya Parampara is also Sanatan. The knowledge which it is, the entire tradition where the teacher passes it on to the student experiences it, gains the knowledge, experiences it, passes it on to the next student. So unbroken tradition of Guru Shishya Parampara. That is also Sanatan. The state with the state which we realize when we apply all this is Sanatan. It is infinite consciousness. This is what we realize, our true self. So because of all this, our culture is Sanatan, eternal, revealing the eternal truth to us, Guru Shishya Parampara, which is eternal, the Lord who is eternal. The cycles of creation, they will go on. Eternally there will be creation, sustenance, destruction going on and on and on. In each cycle, the Veda will be there. So Veda by itself is imperishable. That is why it is Sanatan. Veda is beginningless, endless. Infinite is the very knowledge itself in the vast volume. What is available today, very less it is. Because of so much invasion, attacks, many things we have lost. But even what is there is so precious. And that knowledge can never be destroyed. Books may be destroyed. People may have destroyed certain, external places like libraries and books and teachers and practitioners of it. Many people have got destroyed and killed in this whole process of invasions and attacks and various other natural calamities. But in spite of all that, knowledge cannot be destroyed. So there are so many mantras which are revealed to the great minds even today. Even some time back, one example that I know of, there may be many like that, was one person called Daivarata, to whom so many mantras were revealed, and he was a simple, I think he was serving in a hotel or something. I don't remember exactly, but and mantras used to reveal to him, and he used to wonder, what is this happening? Some Purva Janma Samskar it must be. So mantras keep revealing, and Bharatiya Devan, I think, has published a book also. And then he went finally to some Pandits and Brahmanas who are Veda Pathis, who chant the Vedas, etc. And he went and told them, this is what is coming to me, and repeatedly this is coming. And they said, Arey, these are the mantras which were missing in this particular Veda. So even today, so knowledge cannot be destroyed. That's why it is Sanatan. So Sanatan Dharma, the main authority, the main source is the Veda. See, today there are translations available. Sayanacharya ji has written a whole commentary on the Veda which we have. And one should go through, one should see. There will be some things which are contextual also in those times of many yajnas, yagas, those descriptions, etc. are given. But at least the gist we should know that, okay, Rig Veda talks about natural hymns and many other things like that, where more of nature worship and rituals and propitiating the deities, etc. is there. Yajurveda has lots of meditations and many other upasana methods, etc. are given. Samaveda is very musical and there are lots of art, dance, music also in that. Atharva Veda has lots of things about, medicine or, even the black magic and many other aspects which are unique to that Atharva Veda. I'm just giving little glimpse. Each Veda, what it has, if one understands clearly, okay, this is what is there in our scriptures, and certain things one can refer to also, one can apply in daily life also. So each Veda, so 4 Vedas, each Veda is then divided into 4 parts broadly. So mantra portion. So mantra portion will have the mantras by which you propitiate the deities, and mantra and Brahmana, if you see, it will be like that. What are the ritualistic processes? What should be done? How to propitiate a deity? What are the rules and regulations? What are the mantras? How much ahuti? How the yajna kund has to be made? So all the ritualistic methods. So mantra and Brahmana will have that worship of the nature, worship of the presiding deities, and they are phenomenal forces which govern this nature. Indra, Varuna, Vayu, Agni, like that. They are the devatas. And how to propitiate them, and through them, how the desires are fulfilled. This is a beautiful vision of oneness between the gross world and the subtle world. That we are in the gross human bodies, and through our mantra chanting, through the ahutis, when we offer in the havan, in that agnihotra and various types of rituals which are done, we propitiate the devatas. They are nourished by this, the mantras and the offerings. They in turn bless the yajman with what the yajman seeks. every culture across the world, which was called pagan culture by the Abrahamic faiths, believed in the existence of the subtler phenomenal forces. Greek culture, you open and see, they will have all these, Zeus and all these different types of gods. So Greek culture had, Roman culture also had, Egyptian culture had, Bharatiya culture, of course, has different cultures. They have understood that this earth is not just a independent like a planet which is going around the sun and everything is. It is all interconnected. This whole realm is a physical realm. There is a subtler realm which is the realm of the subtler beings. Each one calls it in their own ways, and there are methods to connect. So somewhere there will be oracle, somewhere there will be some mystic. Through them they will connect. Here through the rituals and rishis they connect. So it's a universal phenomenon actually. Unfortunately, we have been made to believe only what we see is real and that is scientific. Array, this is also scientific only, but just that we have to go inward and prepare our mind with certain attitudes and do certain offerings and make the uh, chant the mantras, etc., and invoke, and the blessings come. There's no doubt in that. So this is the Vedic knowledge of how one lives in harmony with the phenomenal forces, with the creation, with the nature, and invoke the subtler beings. So mantra brahmana portion is you propitiate them, you feed the devatas through the ahutis, etc. They will bless you with the results. So fulfillment, whether one wants a child, one wants a house, one wants money, whatever one seeks, health, through the blessings of the divine, one will get. Please know these are devatas, they are phenomenal forces, they are having more power than the ordinary human beings. This is not Bhagwan. Bhagwan is the ultimate. Brahman is the ultimate. Ishvara, the supreme creator, sustainer, destroyer, is the ultimate. Devatas derive power from these, from Bhagwan. They are appointed by Bhagwan to take care of the creation. So that knowledge which will help me to understand this whole process properly and this creation is the Vedic knowledge, and Mantra Brahmana portion reveals that part, and a person fulfills desires through that, which we call as karma kand. See, people think that karma kand hai, karma kand hai. Karma we cannot avoid. We have to do karma. Might as well do karma in sync with the universe, in sync with the phenomenal forces, and obtain the benefits of it, the results of it. And seeing through all those, even after getting all this, even after suppose one goes to heaven or enjoys subtler pleasures or one enjoys that here, still there is emptiness. That is when one turns to the Upanishads. So karma portion is karma kand. Even today we are doing karma only. No, we may not be doing Vedic rituals, but we are doing karma only, action so much from morning to evening to get certain things. That is karma only. And that we cannot avoid. Attitude we can change. Second part, so mantra brahmana constitutes the karma kand. Second part is the upasana kand, which is the samhita portion. Aranyaka portion. Mantra brahmana samhita is one. Aranyaka is the upasana, subtler forms of meditation to make the mind quieter. So in Karmakand, one is actually engaging in lot of rites, rituals, propitiating devatas, doing one's duties, doing dana, doing some charity, building some school, hospital, so many things one is doing as a part of Karmakand. Upasana is where one has done all these and one slowly turns within. One may continue all those also, but like we chant the Gayatri mantra or we chant any Ishta mantra, we worship Bhagwan through a specific form or through just sound like Omkar or through nature by worship of the devatas, but not doing ahutis that way, but turning within, chanting the mantra, connecting more subtler through the mental processes. Manasa puja, etc. one does. So those, and one sees, you see the Upanishad, so many upasanas will be given. Beautiful. Even in a thunder, in lightning, in the blinking of the eye, Upanishad gives all these. So many upasanas where I can see the divine in and around me. and quick make the mind quieter through that upasana, where I worship the divine, where I go close to the divine through my thought. That's why it's called upasana. Upa means near, asana is to sit. And so, upasana, which makes the mind single pointed. Karmakand fulfills the desires and makes us see the limitations of it. So one turns within and one realizes that I should turn within. So the first step in that is make the mind quiet, single pointed. So one name, one form, one mantra, one chants consistently builds a bond with the divine, sees the same divine appearing everywhere. All that is upasana. Then such a person seeks the knowledge of the Upanishad, which is the Jnana Kand, which is the last portion of the Veda, which is why it is called Vedanta. One goes to the teacher, seeks the knowledge of the truth. Even for Karma Kand, Upasana, etc., one needs a teacher. One doesn't learn just like that. One needs a teacher, properly, one is guided, initiated. And that's what was done in the earlier times where the Gurukul system was there. This was inherent. Then it got removed. Then we are searching now, where do I get a guru? How do I find? And we don't even know many times the need for it. So the Upanishadic knowledge is the knowledge of the essential nature of mind. Who am I? What is this world? Who is the creator? And the oneness of all the three. That knowledge is Upanishad. So for today, this much introduction we have done, I would suggest please read the introduction of Kaivalya Upanishad, the commentary. If you have the physical copy, great. If you have a Kindle version, great. But please have, and let us do this study sincerely. Gurudev always said that we must have the book in our hand. Because the book was not in our hand, it was removed from our education and we were denied this knowledge. Our culture has also gone through a lot of challenges. We have become unaware of it, and degradation also has happened. And we have become weak individually and as a society because we didn't know this knowledge. Now, high time we get back. So we must have the book in our hand or the wherever, phone, tablet, where you have this soft copy. And the homework for till the next class is just read the introduction. I have only covered one small part of the introduction today. Rest of it we will take up in the next class. But please read so it will become more easy to absorb and understand when we take up in the next class. Now, the same link will continue for all the sessions. So you can use that and log in. It is there in the group description also. The book name, Kaivalya Upanishad, Baba. What is a book name? Matlab, the Kaivalya Upanishad is the Upanishad we are studying, right? So that's the name, Kaivalya Upanishad. There are no recordings separately for this. The sessions are already right now also being live streamed on YouTube on Chinmay Shivam channel. So anytime if you miss a class, before you attend the next class, please listen to the earlier class. On Chinmay Shivam YouTube channel will be this playlist which we will create, Kaivalya Upanishad 2024. There's already one set of Kaivalya Upanishad talks which I did in Uttarkashi, that is there on that channel. But this series specifically you will find in Kaivalya Upanishad 2024. That playlist we will create. You refer to that playlist. Go to Chinmay Shivam YouTube channel and go to playlist section. Choose Kaivalya Upanishad 2024. It will be arranged in a sequence. Please remember, if you miss a class, attend the previous class, listen to it properly, then come to this class. Otherwise, you will be confused. That is a warning I have to tell you before only. Even if Upanishad you have studied before, same Upanishad you have studied before, what is said in the previous class, if you don't know, some continuity of thought may be missing. So please listen. And that's the second announcement I had to make. And third is dates are mentioned in the group description. You must have got email also which has the dates. In case there is a change in any of the dates, I will let you know on the WhatsApp group. Please send WhatsApp recording location. There is no location. I cannot send you a location. You have to go to Chinmay Shivam YouTube channel. Go to playlist section. Choose Kaivalya Upanishad. That's all you have to do. So please go do that. We are searching Brahman now. Video you can easily search. The location has been given now. Chinmay Shivam is the YouTube channel. Find it there. In the playlist section, you will find. We will have, if you have any questions, you are welcome to raise your hand. That hand icon is there. We will answer those questions. So generally, at the end of it, we have a Q&A section and Q&A session, and then we will conclude. So for today, if you have any questions, you are welcome to raise your hand and ask. So one question has come, can you please name the 4 parts of the Veda? So it's there in your introduction of the Kaivalya Upanishad, this thing also, the commentary here, you will see Mantra, Brahmana, Aranyaka, Upanishad. So sometimes the Mantra and Brahmana portion together is also called Samhita. Each one is given, the basic introduction of each one is given, so I'm not going into the detail. Mantra, Brahmana, Aranyaka and Upanishad. Channel name is Chinmay Shivam. All right. Thank you, everyone. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Is Shruti and mantra same? Shruti is the Veda and the mantra is what is found in the Vedas. So the mantra is the content of the Shrutis. Shruti is the revealed knowledge where the mantras are revealed. And that revealed knowledge, when it is compiled, it becomes the Veda, which we also call as Shruti. Mantras are the content which is revealed. Right. Thank you.